An army invaded the Ethan's Glen neighborhood in Knoxville. These soldiers weren't very big, but they were destructive. A landscaper, noting how the green grass suddenly changed color, found fall armyworms feasting on the lawn. Meredith Shawless is on the landscaping committee for the neighborhood.
All of a sudden, one day, the lawn at our entrance was brown. So it was very shocking.
Across Tennessee and several states, armyworms had their own buffet table in many lawns this past summer. These pests are caterpillars who aspire to be moths. And in the 12 to 14 days it takes for a caterpillar to become full-sized, they go from being almost unnoticeable to voracious feeders.
It doesn't live in Tennessee year-round. It can't tolerate our winters, so it migrates in pretty much annually. This year they migrated in earlier and far higher numbers than probably anybody can remember.
Scott Stewart with UT Ag-Research in Jackson has spent a lot of time lately helping people deal with armyworms.
They'll lay a pretty big egg mass and then the larvae start spreading out, and you may not notice them at first, but by the time they get about 10 days old, they start eating a lot. And in the next 2-3 days, your lawn will just go from green to brown.
Homeowners may have just learned about armyworms this past summer after their yards were damaged. But in agriculture, these pests have been around for years. Turns out armyworms have a taste for hayfields, soybeans, and corn too. In fact, there may be at least 2 races of fall armyworms now.
One that typically feeds on corn and bigger grasses, and one that feeds on turf and rice.
In his UTIA lab, Juan Luis Herat Fuentes with UTIA Entomology and Plant Pathology studies armyworms and how they damage corn. He thinks the lawn-eating pest could provide answers in his ongoing research.
We would be very interested in comparing this corn fall armyworm with the lawn fall armyworm, see if they behave similarly at the molecular level, so we can design better tools, develop better tools for their control.
Apparently, if it's a healthy turf, it can rebuild.
And that's what happened at Ethan's Glen. The grass was green again in October. As for fall armyworms, don't be surprised if they make a comeback as well. Just hopefully, not this many of them. This is Charles Denny reporting.